battle chooses you, God fights for you. Is with you, and He will show Himself mighty. People may strip you of what you have, but so long as they have not stripped you of your life, there is still hope for you. When the battle chooses you, God fights for you. Is with you, and He will show Himself mighty. People may strip you of what you have, but so long as they have not stripped you of your life, there is still hope for you. When the battle chooses you, God fights for you. Is with you, and He will show Himself mighty. People may strip you of what you have, but so long as they have not stripped you of your life, there is still hope for you. When the battle chooses you, God fights for you. Is with you, and He will show Himself mighty. People may strip you of what you have, but so long as they have not stripped you of your life, there is still hope for you. When the battle chooses you, God fights for you. Is with you, and He will show Himself mighty. People may strip you of what you have, but so long as they have not stripped you of your life, there is still hope for you. When the battle chooses you, God fights for you. Is with you, and He will show Himself mighty. People may strip you of what you have, but so long as they have not stripped you of your life, there is still hope for you. When the battle chooses you, God fights for you. Is with you, and He will show Himself mighty. People may strip you of what you have, but so long as they have not stripped you of your life, there is still hope for you. When the battle chooses you, God fights for you. Is with you, and He will show Himself mighty. People may strip you of what you have, but so long as they have not stripped you of your life, there is still hope for you. When the battle chooses you, God fights for you. Is with you, and He will show Himself mighty. People may strip you of what you have, but so long as they have not stripped you of your life, there is still hope for you. When the battle chooses you, God fights for you. Is with you, and He will show Himself mighty. People may strip you of what you have, but so long as they have not stripped you of your life, there is still hope for you. When the battle chooses you, God fights for you. Is with you, and He will show Himself mighty. People may strip you of what you have, but so long as they have not stripped you of your life, there is still hope for you. From your ambassador of hope, what an honor, what a joy, what a privilege for me to come your way today, all the way from Accra, Ghana. By the miracle of technology, I am coming to you. I hope your week has been off to a good start. Listen, no matter what it is in this life, so long as there's breath in your nostrils and a heartbeat in your chest, there's still hope for you. You know that. Every day above the ground is a good day. Now I want to stop and then tell you, all of you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the many hundreds, and I'm talking about hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of goodwill messages from all over the world. It was my birthday yesterday. I know some of you tried to reach me, but I was unreachable because I was in the air. I spent almost all my birthday flying from Atlanta to London, from London to Accra, Ghana, about 10,000 miles, flying on and on and on and on. But we are here and we bless God. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I mean, and truly, I would not be able to individually send messages of acknowledgement to all of you, but I want you to know that I truly, truly, truly appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for your love. The outpouring was just amazing. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Thank you so much. And may the God before whom I stand and serve remember you. I told somebody today that life is a seed. Jesus was the seed of the woman. It's a seed. And whatever you plant, it comes back to us. You have planted love and care, giving, honor. May same come back to you in a great harvest. Thank you again. But today, I just want to have a little bring up your questions to the Ambassador of Hope. I'm 67 years old and 1 day, 67 years old and 1 day. And so I would like to believe that I've learned a few things along the way. I've learned a few things along the way. So I'm going to reflect about life, reflect about love, reflect about leadership, and then reflect about legacy. Then I'm going to open the lines up for you. But I want to thank you, Bishop George. Bishop George, thank you so much. Amazing, man. Thank you for the love and the honor. Joyce Folemu, God richly bless you. God, listen, Joyce says share. So you better share very quickly from the Republic of Tennessee. Pastor David Yaon Krumatam for his. Yes, Nana Juakunadu, good evening to you. And Emma Ronnie from Bethlehem, Georgia. Yes, there is a place called Bethlehem, Georgia. I gave your city away. When I came to Georgia and I saw Bethlehem, I thought it was Jesus's Bethlehem, but there's Bethlehem in Georgia. It's just about 30 minutes away from where I live. I understand people go there to mail their Christmas cards. So what a blessing. Karen Koma, Tobet Koma, God richly bless you. Nana Kunedo Brefo from Brampton, Ontario. Nana, God bless you. I think I'm going to see you in a few weeks in Toronto. God richly bless you. Yvonne Amankwa, Nana, good evening to you. God bless you. Nana George, Ed Yohene George, good evening to you. God bless you. Ajua Frema, Ajua, God bless. Mami Yamiche, oh, what a pleasure to see all of you. Ajua Frema, wow. Anita Adakwa says, birthday reflection. We are excited to learn. And I'm excited to learn. Esmelinda Preskahagan. Esmelinda, God richly bless you. I know you tried to reach me, but I was somewhere. Tell my boy I say hello. I said it will talk to you. Nadia, how are you doing in New Jersey? God richly bless you. My miracle lady president, it was such a blessing to see you last Sunday at church. From the land of 10,000 lakes, Pastor Richard, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Again from Brampton, Ontario, Mama Susan, God bless you. Miss Bwedi is watching. Ohine Nimo Buate, God bless you so much. Suzanne Odum, yesterday was your birthday. And listen, you have every reason to have a better birthday than me because of what you survived. Surviving what you survived is no mean thing. Thank God you gave me thank you that you gave me the privilege to walk alongside you. And today you stand on your 2 feet. God richly bless you. Chaplain Anita, God richly bless you. Yam Ponsa, Lola is watching me. Lola, good evening. How are my children? I hope they are all good. Donna, wow. Reverend Stephen Ovoria Bedi, God bless you. Kedin, God bless you so much. Nana, how is Manifest? I hope you're all doing good. You guys are amazing. You guys are amazing. Inner Beauty Yvonne Lee, God, wow. This is just amazing. This is just amazing. Listen, let's do it. Let me check my YouTube crowd, and then we're gonna get into what I have for you today. But listen, we are going to reflect. This is my birthday reflections. After 67 years, I think there are a few things that I have observed and I've learned along the way. Daniel Pencil Soldier, how are you? Jennifer Kens, how are you doing? Esther Upon, you are here. Esther, yesterday was your birthday too, 10th of June. Man, 10th of June, guys, are just amazing. Esther, ST, God bless you, and thank you for your message. Thank you so much. Muriel, good evening to you. Pastor Chris, God richly bless you. So good talking to you today. I hope Leeds, you're all doing great. Ransford, God bless you. Thank you for all the greetings. Michelle says share. Michelle, I know you are missing the studio, but we have some amazing people here helping you too. God richly bless you. God richly bless you. God richly bless. Ransford says that, you know, he wants to be like me when he grows up. You're also 2nd of June. By all means, let it be so for you. Let it be so. Listen, there are 4 things that I want to talk about very quickly. You know, I picked up my Apple pen, and this evening I just reflected. There's so much that I can give out to the overflow, but I wanted to look at 4 areas: life, love, leadership, and legacy. And the first thing about life, listen, for me, I have settled it over the years, having worked with God, that through everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, the in-between, what we understand, what we don't understand, what we accept, what we don't accept, is that God is God and God is good. There are some things He will let us understand. There are some things that He will not let us understand. And then what I've also learned about life is this: as I have grown older, I've come to appreciate this one thing, that possibly apart from salvation, the gift of salvation, one of the greatest gifts that you will ever be given is the gift of time. The gift of time. My friend, time is like a blank check. Whatever you write on it, to a great extent, will determine many things in your life. Please don't waste time, because to waste time is to waste your life. If you lose money, chances are that you can gain money back. You lose your health, with good health care, you may gain your health back. But when you lose time, time doesn't come back to you. Time is not recyclable. You can't bank time to go use it another time. Time is gone. Everybody is given 84,600 seconds every day in the 24-hour day. Show me what you do with your 24 hours. I'll multiply it by your life and show you where you are going to. So I've learned that time is important. The other thing that I have learned, please listen to this carefully. I just wrote it. I can't believe it. Well, I'm a believer. I said, don't drink poison. Don't drink. You can write it down. Don't drink poison. You know what I mean? Either your own poison or other people's poison. What is your own poison? Offense. Offense. Offense is poison. And I've met people that offenses have poisoned them from the crown of their head to the soles of their feet. Offense. Listen, even the master, the carpenter from Galilee, said that definitely offenses will come. But please don't take the bait. Don't bite it. Don't let it get into you. It will make you bitter and resentful. And it will kill you. And when I talk about other people's poison, I'm talking about borrowed offense. As I've grown older, I realize that I am not in a position to inherit anybody's enemies. Don't inherit. Some of you, there are people who could have been a blessing to you. There are people who should have been a blessing, destiny helpers. But you listen to people about them and you missed your opportunity. As I've grown older, I've realized, people of God, that people's fights are people's fights. Am I loyal? Even sometimes to a fault. I stick with people, but I've come to that place where I do not inherit people's offenses. When I do that, I am drinking poison. And one of the foolishest things to do is to drink poison and expect other people to die. Don't drink poison. Don't let offense kill you. A lot of people who offend you is either they didn't do that intentionally, or even if they did, they've done it and they don't care. Don't wait to get an apology before you get okay. Move on with your life. Life is short, my friend. Life is short. Before you say Jack, I was reflecting yesterday as I was in the air that it looks like only yesterday when I was a teenager growing up, and now look at me. So please do not do that. And then I also realized about this life that as I've grown older, and as you grow older, you know your friends. Not everybody deserves to be at the front row seat of your life. And for me, being who I am and what I do, I've realized that I honestly don't need pulpit friends. What if I don't have a pulpit today? What if I can't give you? I have so many stories that I can tell you, but I'm not going there. Listen, you need friends. Today, I'm sure you went through it. Anybody who can hear and understand me, you went through COVID-19 and you saw what friendships became. People walked out of our lives and some walked in. People just walked and we never saw them again. They were okay. So I realized that all of us, relationships, they matter. So please, wherever you are, whoever you are listening to me, build relationships. You don't need 1 million, you don't need 5,000 Facebook friends. You don't need people to like you all the time. You need a friend. If you can have one person who will sit at your funeral and not look at their watch, you are blessed. I'm telling you, relationships matter. Relationships are your doors in life. And please don't ever lie to yourself that you don't need anybody. Look at God. God Almighty. When Adam sinned, God came into the garden and he said, Adam, where are you? You know what? God was calling out for his relationship. That Adam, I have a relationship with you and something is broken. Joseph, that leader who became a prime minister in Egypt, his father sent him with food to his brothers. He was all over the place. A man met him and asked Joseph, what are you looking for? And listen to his answer. I'm looking for my brothers. Could it be possible that you are still struggling in life because you have not found your brother? You have not found your sister. Relationships matter. Stop for somebody, my friend. Be a friend so that you get a friend. I realize that in today's volatile and dynamic terrain, a lot of you don't stop. You don't walk slowly through life. We are in a hurry to the next. We are very strategic in getting relationships that we can take advantage of. I can go deep. I can go into things. After all these years, I've observed people, have learned. Please listen to me. Stop for people. Check on people. Even God, who doesn't technically need you, he checks on us. He looks for us. Do you know that one of the most egregious punishments ever is solitary confinement? Because we are built for connections. So I have learned in this life, people of God, that stop for people. Maybe there's a pastor who's listening to me today. I know you are doing God's work, but God's work is people. Sometimes you tell Pastor Frank, you do so well. You call people, yes, I'm a super, sometimes I need 25 hours to catch up. But you know something? I've learned also over this life that people matter. The big, the small, the insignificant, the significant, the ones you think can do something for you, the one who can do nothing for you. Stop and build relationships with people. If the turnover of your relationship is so high, the problem is not with them. The problem is with you. Never forget that. You are not so important that everybody is against you. And don't manufacture imaginary enemies. So please, this is what I have learned about life. There's so much, but I'm going to fill get your questions ready because they're going to project it for me and I'm going to. The second thing is about love. One of the most quoted and misquoted and misunderstood words is love. You know, so they love their dog. I love my car. I love this. It's all fine. It's love. But I'm talking about the highest kind of love. I'm talking about the God kind of love. And I've learned in my 67 years and, you know, doing ministry for all these decades that it's more important to love than to be just right. I've seen people because of one doctrinal difference with people. I've hated on people. Have said things that ordinarily you ask, would Jesus say this to people? Don't let's assume such a superior complex about us because of our theological orthodoxy. One of the 7 churches of Asia Minor, Jesus talked to a church. He said, your orthodoxy, your doctrine was okay, but you lack love. You lack love, my friend. God is love. I've realized that. So can you love on people? Don't love people because of what they can do. Love people in spite of everything. And please don't tell me that, as for me, I can't love this one. Listen to me. Romans 5:5 says that the love of God is shed abroad in our hearts through the Holy Spirit that is given to you. So if you have the Holy Spirit, love is there. Activate it. I'm not saying that everybody should be your tennis partner or golf partner or your Kogari partner or anything. No, but just love people. Treat people right. Do right by people. When people tell you their secrets, keep them. Even when you fall out, keep them. Love, cover. Love covers a multitude of sins. That is the essence of life, my friend. There are people, it's amazing how I've observed people, some are even pastors, who can be so loveless. They only get excited when people are in trouble. They only get excited when they think somebody is wrong doctrinally and things, and that is where all their powers come. Is that how Jesus operated? You see, I have never seen an angry pastor preaching a happy message. Whatever we do is the overflow of who we are. You can never give what you don't have. It's just like trying to return from a place you haven't been to. So my friend, walk in love. Then the other side of love, let me talk a little bit about marriage. By God's grace, this year I'll be married for 42 years. I've learned that marriage is a perfect institution being prosecuted by two imperfect people. Marriage is a perfect institution being prosecuted by two imperfect people. There's no perfect marriage. It's just that. So for me, marriage, I tell people, just try and marry the same person for the rest of your life, if it's at all possible. If your marriage didn't work, don't beat yourself up. Don't kill your things happen. If it's your fault, give yourself another chance. If it's not your fault, forgive and give yourself another chance. And I also realized that, let me say this, then I'll move on, and then get your questions ready. I want to do this very quickly and get your questions. Listen to this. Listen to this. Listen to this. And especially for those who are in ministry, who are pastors or whatever, listen to this. Love people and use things. Love people and use things. Did you hear me? Love people and use things. Unfortunately, too many people use people and love things. No, don't do that. Love people and use things. So that is the second thing. So number one, about life. Number two, about love. And then the third thing, my reflection, by reason of who I am and what I do, leadership. Can I ever sit here and not talk about leadership? Because there's a leader on the inside of you. I come to Ghana, I go to places, especially in Africa and things, and I realize that our greatest problem and hindrance is not demons. Please don't tell me that there are more demons in Africa than in America. The ones in America, they live in very expensive gated communities. But the fact of the matter is this. The fact of the matter is this, that Africa's problem is leadership and followership. Leadership is not correct. Followership too are not angry enough. We don't hold people to account. Today, I had the painful experience of driving through something they call a road. I don't what they call it a road. I had never seen a road like this for the longest day that I have lived. And I had to ask Pastor Prince, who was driving me, that seriously? And in a few months, people are going to queue up in the hot African sun to vote for somebody who's supposed to fix this? I mean, it was out. Maybe I'm coming from another place. And I was telling Pastor Prince how in my little village that I live, somewhere in the outskirts of Atlanta, every 3 years, the roads there's nothing wrong with the road by my African standards. But go see what they've done. They cut everything off, they take everything off and lay it again. They are laying it, and in a matter of 1 week, all the roads in my little town are done, marked, beautiful. And I'm asking myself that, don't they know that maintenance is better than repair? But hey, maybe I'm backing up the wrong tree. I better shut up. But listen, leadership. This is Ambassador of Hope. Ambassador of Hope. Who is here? Who is here in the house? Who is here in the house? Well, you're all wishing me happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let me see. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Somebody says that 67 is the new 27. I'm taking it. I'm taking it. I'm going to be about 700 years before I die. So if you think I'm going to die, no, I will live to bury you. I ain't going anywhere now. I'm not going anywhere now. Irene, God richly bless you. Please subscribe and let's do that. Yes, let's do that. Francis Chlorific, I think he's watching. He has the best seat in the house. Hey, Honorable Nana, God bless you. Esther Kwanzaa, God bless you. Mustafa, God richly bless you tonight. Yes, Kadin, is true. To waste time is to waste your life. Monica Chu, Monica, how are you? I hope Texas is treating you very, very well. Yes, offense is poison. All the way from Belgium, Pastor Frank Kwesi-Opoku. This year, I'm going to be with you in Brussels. We're going to have fun. I'm ready for you. I'm really ready for you. Reynolds, Tablana, Ahin, Nana Ajua. Nana, I hope you are doing. How's my little girl? Tell her grandpa says hello. Carolyn Aladeji, good evening to you. God bless you. Michael Wingate, you are watching. Oh, what? Oh, God. Hey, Paul, God bless you. This one is my big happy birthday. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paul. Polasha, you are the man. You are the man. You know, you should be sitting behind the camera one of these days. You need to interview me. I am asking for an interview, Paul. So hold me to that. And I'm going to hold you to that. Nashilo, good evening to you. Hey, Bridget, thank you. Now listen. I'm sitting here as the ambassador of hope. I am possessed with this calling. I'm possessed with this thing, ambassador of hope. And you know something? Let me tell you a little story. I'm sure almost all of you may have heard of a man called Abraham Lincoln. He was a president of the United States during the Civil War. In fact, he signed the Emancipation Proclamation setting slaves free in America. Unfortunately, he paid the price. You know, freedom is not given. Freedom is taken. Nobody's going to give you freedom on a silver platter. You've got to fight for it. That is why MLK, Martin Luther King, was shot. That is why Jesus was crucified. Anybody who fights for freedom, a Messiah, is never led to live long. Never forget that. Watch your back, friend. Watch your back. And Abraham Lincoln was shot in a theater. Unfortunately, he died. And when they were preparing his body in the morgue for view and for burial, and they found 5 articles in his pockets. Number one, they found a white handkerchief with his initial A.L. They found a pocket knife, a $5 Confederate note. They found a pair of glasses, and then they found some newspaper clippings in his pocket. And when they read it, they were newspaper clippings saying some good things about him. And you wonder, is this man narcissistic or something? No. Remember, during the Civil War, America was split into 2: the Confederate and the whatever. And some thought he was a devil, some thought he was good. And so all the ones that said good things about him, he needed to read about him. So I realized that everybody needs encouragement. That is why I'm your ambassador. You can't get me out of this. You cannot get me out. Every human being, you see, human beings, we have an insatiable appetite for affirmation. Please don't forget that. I'm begging you, parents, affirm your children. What you speak to them is what they become. Friends, affirm your friends. Husband, affirm your wife. Wife, affirm your husband. Even when he has no money, affirm him. You bring money home. One of the greatest media personalities, like you know, is Oprah Winfrey. She's interviewed thousands and thousands of people, high-end presidents, prime ministers, celebrities, I mean everything. And this is something that Oprah Winfrey said. This was her observation. She said, after interviewing all kinds of high-end people, I concluded this one thing, that every one of them needed affirmation. And she was asked why. She said, every time I've finished an interview, that individual has asked me, did I do okay? Affirmation. I know there are some cultures we have to go and buy affirmation to affirm people. But we have plenty in our bank against people. Can we change the narrative a little bit? Please listen. Believe in somebody. Give somebody an opportunity. You know why I'm sitting here? I'm sitting in this chair because somebody gave me an opportunity. When I came out of Bible school at age 26 or something, I wasn't like this. I didn't know much. I was insecure. I was afraid. I saw great preachers ahead of me. I never thought I could do anything. But I know something, and today I want to say it publicly. Yesterday I had a call from Reverend Joseph Kote. He's in North Carolina. He was pastor of Full Gospel Church, Site 21, Community 1, Site 21. Reverend Kote gave me, he was the first person who invited me to come preach in his church. An upstart like me, who would do that? But Reverend Kote put me in his house, and he said, Pastor Frank, you can do this. Come and do a weekend thing for me. 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, tend to be 1 week revival. Then it turned to 2 weeks revival. And getting the 3rd week, Reverend Kwashi also came to get me. Community 8, Full Gospel. Reverend Kwashi lives in New York today. And these 2 gentlemen, today, by God's grace, with all humility, maybe I'm more known than them. My scope of influence is larger than them. But you know something? Every day that I think about these 2 gentlemen, I'm forever grateful. I was an associate pastor to Reverend Samuel Komensa. I'm thinking about these men. This man gave me a platform. He literally handed over his church to me, as it were, to do the teaching, except Sundays where he had the pulpit. And that is where I honed my teaching skills. Somebody gave me an opportunity. In fact, Reverend Kote and Reverend Kwashi, they tossed me between themselves until my pastor came all the way from Kofta to come and get me and take me home. But that is how it started. One thing led to the other. So please listen to me. Give somebody believe in people. What did Jesus see in Peter, James, John before he gave them an opportunity? They hadn't done anything. They were tax collectors, sold out to Rome, 10 courts, fishermen who fished and never did anything good with their lives. But look at what happened. So leadership, please stop for people and give to somebody an opportunity. Tap somebody's shoulder. Put your credit. You see, anytime I've introduced somebody to somebody else, I've put my credibility on the line. Never forget that. I think about it. When I give you a door, when I introduce you to somebody, truth is that I'm putting my credibility online. And when somebody introduces you to somebody, please don't focus on the somebody you are being introduced to. Focus on the introducer. They are putting their lives on the line for you. Don't take it for granted. I hope I'm changing your mind. That is how my mind works. So please listen to me. Leadership. Another thing that I've learned is learn to be focused. I've learned over the years that many leaders live a distracted life. Oh, yes, they do. So many things. Especially those who are multi-anointed and multi-gifted. Let me tell you something. You know, God is omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent. You are not omnicompetent. You are not omnicompetent. Know what you are good at. Know what God has gifted you for and stick with it. Stick with it. Focus. You know, there's a muscle. There's a muscle called no. I want to stop. Please, can you say no? I can hear you. I can say no. I want you to say no so loud that I can hear you so many thousands of miles. I'll say no. You see how you are struggling with no? You see that? This thing called no will save you. Do you know how many people died before their time because they couldn't say no? Do you know how many people are in jail today because they couldn't say no? And by the way, no is a complete sentence. Learn to say no. It will save you from distractions. Now, let me say this to you. I've learned that in this life. Before you turn 45, you get along and you get into things by saying yes. Oh, yes. Yes to that. Yes to that. But after 45, you get along by saying no. Oh, yes. No. You say no without guilt, no without explanation. When they trouble you, ask them, which part of no don't you understand? Just say no. Because no will allow you to do what you say yes to. No will allow you. Since I've been here, just a couple of calls, and people are saying, oh, Pastor, can you preach for me? But no. And by the way, if you haven't asked me yet, no. Don't. I don't want to offend you, so no. I have an assignment. So it's important. Every yes is pregnant with no. Every yes is pregnant with no. So you must learn to say no to things that will distract you. I hope you know you. And I'm 67 years, and I learned that 45, before 40, up to 45, you get along by saying yes. After 45, you get along by saying no. But once you hit 65 and going, you know what will let you go on? I don't care. I don't care. I mean it. I mean, please don't get me wrong on this. Don't get me wrong on this. But when I say I don't care, I do not have time for pettiness. You can't be petty and mighty at the same time. I do not have time for trivialities. I don't have time to split hairs. I don't have time to go on social media and fight unnecessary fights. I don't have time to create imaginary enemies. I don't even have time to fight fights that bring me no rewards. Remember when David went to fight Goliath? Remember the question he asked Saul? He asked before he took him on, what shall be the reward of the person who takes down Goliath? David wanted to know the reward before he commits to the fight. But for many, oh, is that what he's doing? You leave it to me. What is your reward? What is your reward, my friend? So in leadership, this is what I've learned. Somebody asked me, so all this ambassador of hope, what is the baseline? This is my baseline. Me, Frank Ofosu-Appiah, I am an antidote to people's pain. That is what I say to myself. I am an antidote to people's. If by any chance, little or large, I can ameliorate somebody else's pain, I sleep well. And the truth is that people are going through pain. Some of the people we say they are difficult. They are not difficult. They are crying for help. But we haven't trained our ears to hear the voice of pain that is not spoken. So that is, let me give you the last one, then we'll take our questions. We'll take our questions. Ogazi is online. Listen, these days people have seen me with all these amazing African wear. Ogazi Eccentrics. That's the man. He's just amazing. He's amazing. All the way from Bronx, the Bronx, New York. If you survive Bronx, you survive everywhere. You know, Pastor Festus Chumesi, God richly bless you. Yes, Sylvian Franklin, you are watching. Joycelyn Ahunfe Akoto, what a name. Tracy Ann, how are you? Tell my little girl, I say thank you. Thank you for the beautiful thing that she did for me. Ebenezer Sanford, one of my key media guys, sound guys, God bless you. And Potaki, you are here. Prophet Isaac, you didn't get me yesterday because I was flying. Now you got it. I'll call you. Esther Kwanzaa, God richly bless you. Kofi Ajogle, Kofi, I hope you are doing very, very well. Wow. Okay, let's see. We have some. Apo Daniel, Prophet Kofi Kisisako, dear prophet, God richly bless you. Wow. Yeah, President says no. Kwabena says no. And everybody who knows Kwabena Kobe, when he says no, you know you want to get to Papa, and Kobe says no. Now you know where she's getting it from. God richly bless you. listen, Chisomo, woman of God. Remember, she says, I'll remember that at 65. Don't forget. Mami Yami says in uppercase, I don't care. And honestly, me, a lot of things, I don't care. To try 67, I don't care, man. And Daniel quoted me, you cannot be petty and mighty at the same time. It's so true. It's so true. Jackie, and you know, God bless you. Nana, yeah, the crowd. Dorcas, Nana, I miss you so much. Nana, yeah, God bless you. You gave me an opportunity in this life. Pastor Brian Amwate is watching. Bra Chingley, how are you doing, Chingy? I miss you, man. Thank you so much for the honor for last Sunday. How can I ever repay you? Thank you, thank you. Pastor Eric Vanderpoel, Pastor, God bless you. Denzel is in the house. Okay, final one is legacy. Legacy, I can spend 10 days talking about this. But if somebody is asking me about legacy, what do you think? I said, number one, please listen. I want to finish well. I want to finish well. You have a better opportunity than me. Why? Because you are hearing some of these things to set your life on a good trajectory. When you start well, you place yourself in a very good position to finish well. Maybe you didn't start well. A lot of things didn't happen in your life. Your upbringing, parents didn't, you know, that's fine. But you can do course correction. You made bad mistakes, do course correction. One of the biggest mistakes you can never make is not to learn from your mistakes. And you cannot correct your mistake with another mistake. I think I posted that the other day. That is a big mistake. You try to correct a mistake with another mistake. Don't do it. Just get back. Just get back on track. I learned many years when I was in seminary, you know, doing my master's degree in leadership, and Professor Clinton, not the president, but Professor Clinton, he says something. After a comparative study of 1,000 leaders in the Bible and all over the place, they realized that 70% of leaders don't finish well. And that thing hit me like a sledgehammer blow. 70% don't finish well. So I determined that I want to finish this race well. So wherever I am, if I make mistakes, I correct it very quickly. I don't work in assumptions and assume that things don't self-correct. Sometimes you have to eat humble pie and come back. After all, it's your life. Look at this. Jesus said, well done, you good and faithful. He didn't say well start or well started. He said, well done. So I have to finish well. When he hung on the cross in John 19, what did he say? He said, it is finished. He didn't say, I am finished. He said, it is finished. So please, my legacy, there are a couple of things that I watch out for, and I hope you do too. Number one is pride. Pride is like bad breath. When you have it, nobody tells you, but nobody gets close to you. Pride started in heaven from Lucifer. Hubris is still the original sin. And especially for those of you who are, some of us, you know, we are not like, but those of you are so gifted, multi-talented, moneyed, connected, and that kind of, please watch it. You must be intentional in walking in humility. You must be intentional in walking. Why would great war generals, Caesars, powerful people, when they go to war and they have conquered nations and they are coming back, walking the Appian way into Rome, and they are throwing confetti and everything and chanting their names, and all their captive war generals and kings are following them in a train. You will see that there's a little fellow, many times a slave, next to the pharaoh or to the general, whispering into their ears. You know what they are telling them? Humble yourself, you are nothing. Humble yourself, you are nothing. Humble yourself, you are nothing. Because this life can turn so quickly. And you realize that indeed we are nothing. So watch it. Don't be enamored by your own advertisement. Don't let your own photos, Photoshop, enchant you. The other thing is entitlement. I wake up every morning, and after my prayers, whatever, I say to myself, Ofosu-Appiah, nobody owes you anything in this life. No. If you walk through life with your hands like this, looking for what you can get, 365 days a year, you'll be disappointed. But when you walk through life with your hands like this, looking for who you can bless, I can assure you 365 days a year, you will be fulfilled. So I have learned about my life at this age that I am temporary. You are temporary. We all have a sell-by date. The people who clap for us today, there are a few years that nobody's going. You are going to walk even into your office, your church, your business, and people there may not remember you. One of my closest friends was a president of a university. And after he retired, after some years, he went back one day. He was going to have lunch with the new president that he groomed. And when he got to the reception and walked up to the receptionist and said, I have an appointment with Dr. So-and-so, the receptionist asked him, who are you? Who should I say is here? Do you have an appointment? And the man said everything about him was about like, don't you know, I built this and I did it, but the receptionist did not know him. And life, you realize, last I was thinking the other day, some of the songs that in my heyday, those that we quote unquote used to worship and preachers, today, we become like a broken clock or drunken beggars watching the hands of a broken clock. Please understand this. A day will come that new people will not remember us. You will live, I will live one day, you will live. You either live on your own 2 feet or 6 grown men will carry you out. So think about what you are going to leave behind one day. There are 2 things about this: inheritance and legacy. Inheritance is what you leave behind. If you leave nothing behind, please don't leave debt for others to pay after you are gone. But legacy is who you leave behind. And this stage of my life, that is where I am. I don't talk too much, but my prayers are loud privately. Abraham had 318 trained servants who were born in his house. Let somebody listen to me. 318 servants born in his own house, and yet Abraham was praying for a son. To the wise, it is enough to speak in Proverbs. It's not just me, but all over. Legacy. So that is me. Thank you for your birthday wishes. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? All the way from the capital of Canada, Ottawa, Nanaya Boadu Rams. Good evening to you. Jennifer Tieku from Charlotte, North Carolina. Good evening to you too. Good evening. Any questions? Any questions? I want to see any questions before we go right ahead. Nicholas Opuni, thank you. Joseph Benjamin, God richly bless you. Yes, we want to finish well. It is one thing to start. Oh, Soul Impact. God richly bless you. You are here. God bless you. Yes. Nicholas says every yes is pregnant with no. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Nanaya Jehu, God richly bless you. Yes. Yes. Give somebody an opportunity. Martinez, thank you so much. Yes. We are an answer to somebody's prayer. It's true. Please stop for people. Pick up that phone. Check on somebody without an agenda. Find out how they are. That is life. You see, I happen to be a pastor, a preacher, and things. And within my fraternity, sometimes I look, maybe I need to write a very nice book about us. It's not an indictment, but just an eye-opener. Don't pick up the phone and call somebody because you need a preaching appointment. Don't do that. Then you become a liberty taker. Find out how somebody is doing. Do you know a friend may be sick for months? And you may not have heard of that individual. And the day the person dies, you are the first person to post it on social. What a shock and pain. Then you go and bring old photos that you, and you know that for the past 3 years, you never look for them. How do you feel in your conscience? How do you feel? I didn't come to make you feel bad. I'm your ambassador of hope. But any questions? Louisa Fach, Louisa, God bless you. God bless you. Anybody else? Any question? Do we have some questions? Media, do we have some questions? Anybody bring me some questions? Other than that, I'm going to drink water and go home. Any questions? Any questions? Let's see. Is there any questions that are coming up? Let them project it for me. Then we can see. Then I want to pray for you. Then I want to be on my way. I know it's getting late where you are. And anybody? Kwame J. Frimpong, good evening. Any question? Can you project it for me? And let me see what was there. Okay, somebody says that how do you deal with betrayal? Whoa. Whew. Listen, whether you know it or not, whether you like it or not, whether you accept it or not, betrayal is a clear and present thing wherever there are relationships. And relationships, betrayals come. In fact, our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, he was betrayed by his trusted friend. And one of the things that betrayal does is it wounds your soul deeply. Betrayal happens when somebody that you trust hands you over into the hands of an enemy. It comes in many ways. And listening to me today, you may be betrayed. Now, please hear me. Betrayal is a fact of life. It is not so much the betrayal, but how you react or you do with the betrayal that matters. And for me, the first thing is to seek the help of God to forgive. Forgiveness is not for them, it's for you. And forgiveness is not reconciliation. Sometimes you can do forgiveness instantly, but I am aware that sometimes it's a process. But just determine that it is not going to be a part of your life forever. And then after that, you have to learn from the betrayal. Was it something that you did? Were you careless? Did you trust too much too soon? Something. You've got to find out. And if part of it is with you, correct it. And then the third thing is move on. Because one of the key things about betrayal is to imprison you. You don't want your betrayer to hold you hostage. Just move on and do the things that you know to do. If you are doing one, try and do two. Not to prove a point, but to free yourself. Betrayal is a fact. Somebody asked me the other day, have you been betrayed before? And I asked the person, how much time do you have? Did it hurt? I bet it did. My God, it did. Because people that you least expect to do things to you will do them to you. Some of them are inadvertently, some of them have planned it. Would they apologize? You don't ask for it. It's not necessary. Just move on and do something with your life. Thank you. Ajua Brittany says, when you think you have failed, what steps do you take to refresh and start again? Okay, somebody has put a question there. Let it be there for me, but let me answer Brittany's question. That when you think, well, I'm picking your words right. You think you have failed, but maybe you haven't failed. Success is always born out of the womb of failure, and failure is not final. In fact, I would dare for you to go back a few episodes ago. I'm going to give you, since I know you, I have your number, I have your fingerprint, I have your social security number, I know your parents, you are captive, you are not running away. Brittany, I want you to go back and listen to my teaching that I did on Ambassador of Hope. I don't remember the episode, but not too long ago, about what life they didn't teach me at school. And I talked about failure. Failure is as old as humanity. But I gave things. You have to give failure a new face. And understand that failure is not your enemy, it's your friend. So get up again and do what you got to do. Somebody said, Daddy, what is your greatest wish presently? Wow. My greatest wish, my greatest wish, my greatest wish, my greatest. I wish I could reach more people that I'm reaching and helping more people that I'm helping today. How is that? I have a leadership institute that I want to live and do. Two major projects, one in USA, one in Ghana. Institute for Leadership and Development in Ghana, then the Legacy Project in Atlanta. The Legacy Project in Atlanta is for the young ones, Gen Next. It's a multi-million thing. I'll never die until that thing is finished. And I hand it over to the youth of tomorrow. They are our future. They are my inspiration. I look to them and have a lot. And here, Africa, we need good leadership. So that is my presence. You realize that I'm not ready to die or retire. I'm ready to refire. God bless you. All right. What question? I think I've answered that one. So is there any other one? Okay. Obaya says, Obaya, I'm not going to answer your question because you haven't looked for your father in a long time. How are your children? Hope they are doing fine. Okay, hold it there, hold it there, hold it. Don't let it go. But Obaya says, how have you managed your marriage? What one thing has made your marriage successful? And for me, I don't sweat the small stuff. I do not make marriage a boxing match. I do not make marriage an intense thing. I do not have rules and regulations. No, just friends. And we go on. If you know me by any chance, I'm not the most perfect human being. No, not by the longest mile. But I don't sweat the small stuff. Do I get irritated? Sometimes mildly, but I get on and I get on life. One way or the other, that is what I can say today. Ogazi says, have you ever felt nervous in a situation before? All the time. All the time, all the time. Because once you're not feeling nervous and that kind of thing, you are walking on thin ice because you are getting a little bit too self-confident. So I do, but the power of the Holy Spirit on the inside of me helps me through every situation. Somebody has a fun question. What inspired you not just to become a speaker and author, but also a creative writer as part of your leadership journey? I think this is fun. It's good. I think from when I started to know that I'm a human being, do you know what I mean? As far back as I think, I love reading. I love reading. I read all the time. In fact, my Kindle is telling me that I'm on a reading streak. I've been reading for the past 52 weeks nonstop. You know, that is what the thing tells me, that Frank, it's right here. You know, I've read for the past 52 weeks. I like reading, and because of that, it challenged me to write. It challenged me to speak, to be creative. Because once I had interaction with minds like that, it kind of informed me. So that is the thing. You see here in my library, I can show you. You see all these books, you know, hundreds and hundreds. Of course, my internet thing is not on this. So it's all there, you know, a whole lot of them. Hello, Papa. It's obvious the political and social landscape for ministry has changed. What challenges do you think the church is facing, and how should we prepare to be effective leaders for? Wow, this is maybe I need to come back again and deal with this. The truth is that the political and social landscape it has changed. The playing field has changed. It's becoming increasingly difficult to give leadership because people's skins are getting thinner and thinner and thinner. When I was growing up, a pastor could make a decision and it's fine by everybody. Today, you cannot make a decision without having 4 opposing groups. Do you get it? No. People are wising up. People are opening up. Social media is opening up people to a whole lot of information that once upon a time was not there. Do you remember that once upon a time, within every church or cathedral, there was only one Bible, and it was written in Latin, and it was chained to the pulpit so that nobody could read. So the priest will only read Latin, and all the other people will respond, Amen, until Wittenberg, you know, brought the printing press. They killed him because of that. You know, so Christian, when you think you are being persecuted, people had better persecutions than you. And the book of Hebrews says that some were sawn asunder, some were killed, and they refused to accept deliverance that they may obtain a better resurrection. Hebrews chapter 11. So you cannot say, I'm suffering. Listen, there are sufferings on steroids, sufferings deluxe, you know, but I realize that you must have mentors who have walked that terrain before, who can shorten your learning curve, that wherever they got to by the staircase, you can get there by the elevator, as it were. And then open your eyes. You know, on the plane, I was reading a book by Dr. Sam Chan. It's called Change Has Changed. And it's the aftermath of COVID-19. You saw a whole lot of things that came, and a lot of things have changed. So you have to learn, what do you keep? What do you maintain? What do you throw away? What do you recycle? All of these things. So it's a whole curriculum that I can get to. In fact, I've been teaching some pastors in the master class. I finished about 2-3 weeks ago, and I'm going to take a little break. I think I'm going to start one after my ISI in July. So if you are interested in the master class, just send us a message on PA or info@advancedlife.org. Info@advancedlife.org. All right. Somebody say, as a businessman, most of the time we need money for our business deals, even though we know we have to say no. But we can't also disappoint our client. What do we do? This is a question I don't get the whole thing. You're a business person. You need money for your business deals. Though we have to say no, but we can't also disappoint our client. What do we do? Your question is not very, very clear. So I don't want to attempt and scratch where you are not itching. I'm not too sure about this. I'm not. So you can't say no, but if you can reframe it for me, I'll be very happy. If you can reframe it, I'll be very happy. So let's do that. Because I really want to answer your question, but do that for me. Any other? Papa, aside from Ghana as a country and the great city of Loganville, what is your next favorite city? You are setting me up, man. You are setting me up. My next favorite city. Well, it's where I live, which I prefer not to say it. but I love my city. It's a small city. We have so many parks, more parks than human beings. That is why you see me running. It's quiet, it's sedate, it's good. I love it. Lived there for the past about 25 years. Raised my kids over there. We love it. But my next favorite city, I don't want to get into trouble. Let me just leave it. But in the United States, I think I love Scottsdale, Arizona. I love Scottsdale, Arizona. You know, with all the mountains and the desert, very beautiful. Then I love Barcelona in Spain. Does it help? What are some of your favorite books for this year? Oh Lord, every book is favorite. I love every book. You know, I love every book. What have I got? So many of them. I've got so many of them here. A lot of books that I'm reading. But favorite, I love John Maxwell books. They are on leadership. I love John Maxwell's books. They are on leadership. They really are very good. I love Jim Collins's books, Good to Great, How the Mighty Fall. I love that. Yeah. So this year I'm reading again How the Mighty Fall. And please don't get me wrong. Last week I started reading The Godfather by Mario Puzo. No, I'm not getting to become a mafia guy, but I found some principles in there, principles of streetwiseness. Jesus said that the people of this world in their generation are wiser than the sons of light. It's an indictment. You know, there are people, don't think that people can teach you. If nobody can teach you, only teacher will be paid. I've got 2 minutes and I'm done. Why are you so generous with everything? Because that is who I choose to be. That is who I am. That is what I choose to be. Every day, many years ago, I said to my wife, many years ago, I wasn't even in America yet. I was in the UK. And I said, and you know something that I want to do? And I started as a project that every day I'll give something away to somebody. Every day. And every day I give something away. Every day I give something away. A smile, a phone call, a text, money, something, clothing. I just give them out. And it's become part of me. I love it. Even a smile to somebody. I can meet somebody on the streets and just smile. And that alone is a gift. Listen, I've enjoyed my time with you tonight. You know, you waited till how do you raise godly children in America? We've done it. I don't want to get there. Just in America. America, they're beautiful. Very interesting, my God. But very interesting. Yeah, very interesting. But you know, I'm American too, so I better shut up. So I love my nation. I love my nation, Ghana. I love my nation, UK. I love my nation, America. I love my nation, Cove Town. But it's been a wonderful ride. I think we'll come back. Maybe, listen, if you want to, how did you build a culture of reading and how do you keep it going? Discipline. I love reading. I've loved reading since I started reading. You know, I was telling somebody the other day that I used to go to the library every day when I was in primary school. And when I went into the library, I remember the Cove Town library, we had one small library. I think they have other big ones now. You turn to the right and it's the kids session. You turn to the adult session. Even I remember as far back when I was 6, 7, when I entered, I'll turn left. You know, while my friends were going right, where they can find the books with photographs and things, I turn left to read adult books. I just love reading. My father inculcated it into me. He made me read Reader's Digest, Time Magazine, Newsweek, and I've done that and I've transmitted them to my children. So that's how I built it. And I love books. I really do. It puts me in my own world. You know, I can ignore everything and just get my nose into books. Once upon a time, I used to read one book every week. Now, I'm not able to, but at least every month I read 2 books, and that kind of thing. Go back and I recycle and read other things. So that is the thing. Uncle B, God bless you. Thank you for your gift. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, Pastor Francis Ajima in Connecticut. You cannot correct a mistake with another mistake. Thank you. All right, I think I'm going to say thank you. Maybe do you guys think we should do it again next week? Maybe we can look at it. Who knows? Let's see. So if you want us to do it again, just give me a thumbs up or something and we'll do it again. But listen, thank you so much. I know I told you that this is not another preaching thing. Tuesdays on Ambassador of Hope is not another preaching. It's not another church service. I know you attend very good churches. Support your church, support your pastor, support the mission and the vision. But I only want to help you live victoriously and out of frustration from Monday to Monday. from Tuesday to Tuesday. I'm bringing a little block to fit into what walls that your pastors are building with your life. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. All your well wishes, your prayers, your everything, I've acknowledged them. Thank you. I've not been able to read all the messages, hundreds of them, but thank you from the bottom of my heart. I love you, and there's nothing that you can do about it. All that remains for me to say is that my name is Frank Ofosu-Appiah, your ambassador of hope. I'll see you when I see you. Bye-bye for now.